Happy morning, children. Welcome to Blue Stars High Secondary School online classes. Today, your class is for English and your lesson is poem. Okay, you're just going to see the Unit 4 poem. The name of the poem is The Ant and the Cricket. Okay, so let's see about the poem. And before that, today's thought for the day. Your mind is a powerful thing when you fill it with positive thoughts. Your life will begin to change. Okay. So always think positive. Okay. Even though you're facing some difficult situation, try to look for the positive things in those aspects. Okay. So always be positive, think positive, and everything around you will be positive. Now, about the poem, what's the title of the poem? The Ant and the Cricket. Okay, do you know what a cricket is? Yes, the cricket is the one which used to give sounds during the night time, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So this poem is about the ant and the cricket. Okay, this poem is a fable type poem. What's a fable? A fable is a story, often with animals as characters that conveys a moral. Okay, you will be having the animals, using the animals, they will just say some moral. That is a fable. Okay, so here, this story we have the ant and the cricket. Okay, so this poem is about an ant and cricket, contains an idea of far reaching significance which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. So here they refer to the humans. Okay, just like this. Okay, this story is given that we need to work for future, to save something for future. Okay, so that we can enjoy. If you just keep on wasting the time now, we have to suffer in the future. So that is the theme of this poem. And here they are conveying this theme through the animals. Okay, the ant and the cricket. That is why this is a fable type story. Understood? See here, the famous type of fables is Aesop fable. You would have learnt about it, no? The Aesop's fable or the Aesopica is a collection of fables credited to Aesop, a slave and storyteller believed to have lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 560 BCE. Okay, so Aesop's tale, it is more of stories with the animals as the characters. Okay, Aesop was a slave who lived in the 6th century BC in ancient Greece. Okay, he was a very smart, resourceful Greece and inventive man who took themes and ideas from the folklore heritage. What is folklore? Yeah, the culture and tradition. Okay, the stories which was taken from the culture. To Aesop's fables were not written in his lifetime but passed on from mouth to mouth. What is this? So the stories will be told by a great grandfather to the grandfather, then the grandfather to the mother, and mother to you. Like that, it was just told orally, not in the written form. Okay. So finally, a collection of 352 interesting and original works was published. Okay, so this is about Aesop's fables. Now let's get into the poem. Okay, here I just told you a fable is a story often with animals as characters that conveys a moral. This poem about an ant and a cricket contains an idea of far-reaching significance, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Okay, normally the cricket is a four-legged one, and but now here it is just imagined as a two-legged one. Surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. Let's get into the poem. A silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. Okay, so just the first two lines here. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket of me, at last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain, and a mouth full of grain. He wished only to borrow, he'd repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay, you sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable, I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. So this poem is adapted from the Aesop's fables. Okay, just see accustomed to, just saw in the poem, right? Which means used to. It's a habit. Accustomed to is used to. Famine. Famine is scarcity of food. Okay, without food. Lay nothing by. Lay nothing by means, so you can just see here. Lay nothing by. Lay nothing by means save nothing. So the ant is asking whether you have saved anything. Okay. Quoth. Quoth is said in Old English. Quoth. Do you understand? Now let us see each stanza wise. What is the explanation? A silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Okay, so what is this? Once there was a young and silly cricket. He used to spend all the time singing, okay, and enjoying throughout the warm summer and spring. Because see here during summer usually we have to work, the insects have to work, only then by the winter they can enjoy, isn't it? But here this silly cricket is keeping on enjoying during the warm summer as well, not realizing that these months were also meant for work, as I told you. Because with the arrival of winter finding food would become difficult. You would have seen, no, the ants will be very much active during the summer season. It will be always collecting food, running here and there. But in winter, it will just go and hide in the burrows. Isn't it? It will not come out of the ant hills. See here. But here, this cricket is not finding ready to work to save the food. Okay, it's just enjoying the summer. That's all. So therefore, summer and spring were also meant for storing food. But the cricket spent all the time in vain. Okay, it was just wasting away the time during the happy months. And now his cupboards were entirely empty. His cupboards was entirely empty. Okay, without any food. It is very empty. Understood, children? So this cricket is keeping on playing during the summer and spring without working or saving the food. Wherein it is worrying, it is suffering during the winter because the cupboard is completely empty. Now see here. Second stanza. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could be seen, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? So what is this? Why the snow? Why they are selling us a snow-covered ground and flower? No flower, not a flower could see, because it is a winter season, so that the ground is fully covered with snow, isn't it? And they could not see any flower because everything is completely covered with Snow, isn't it? Just see the explanation here. Crumb means even a little amount of food. Okay. See, the cricket realizes that the ground was covered with snow and there was not even a crumb to be found. Okay. Nor could he see any flowers or leaves on the tree. There was perpetually nothing to eat within the house or outside because everywhere it is completely covered with snow. He became desperate, not knowing what to eat and how to survive. So it is asking, what will become of me? What will I do? How will I survive? Okay. So this cricket is worrying about that, how it will survive. Understood? Now let's see the third stanza. See here. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see to to see if to keep him alive he would grant. So what's the meaning? Starvation means out of hunger. Okay, famine is without any food, so it is running out of food and it was also very much hungry. Okay, so at last with starvation and famine, that gives him courage to go and ask the ant, and was also it was completely wet, isn't it? Because it has no shelter, no place to live, no food to eat, so it is very hungry and it is all wet, very wet. Okay, and trembling with cold. What is trembling with cold? Yeah, it is just the body is completely shaking, okay, with the cold. So he just decided to go and meet the ant. Now see, just see the explanation here. The cricket was starving due to famine, hunger, and no resources to sustain himself during the cold month of winter. Why it happens? Because the cricket was not ready to work during the summer. That is why it is suffering here, isn't it? It has no place to live, it has no food to eat, and it is just trembling with cold. The winter had taken a toll of his health. He had no shelter. He therefore set out to meet a miserly ant, hoping that the ant may help him with something that would keep him alive, because he has seen the ant working throughout the summer, isn't it? So he knows the ant is having food to eat, enough food to eat. So the cricket thought of going and asking the ant to provide him shelter and food. Okay, see here. So what he is just approaching the ant, and let's see what he is asking for in the fourth stanza. Him shelter from the rain and a mouth full of grain. He wished only to borrow, he'd repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So, what it is telling, see, I need only a shelter and I need some food to eat, some grains to eat. And it says, surely it is, I'm just borrowing it from you. Tomorrow I will repay it for you. That is when the winter season goes, it changes. I will repay it to you. If not, if you are not helping me, surely I will die of hunger. Understood? That is what it is telling. See here, the cricket approaches the ant to seek his help for shelter. The rains made it difficult for the cricket to protect himself from the wet surroundings. He also needed some grain or food to combat hunger, to fight hunger and starvation. Combat is to fight. He informed the ant that whatever help he would take, he would repay it soon. Understood? He would just give back the help. Else, his end had come, he would die of starvation. So, it is just requesting the ant, okay, to just provide him some shelter and some food to eat so that it can survive. The cricket can live. Okay, otherwise, if the ant is not helping, what the cricket is telling? It will die of hunger and starvation. Okay. Let's see whether the ant helps it or not. See in the fifth stanza. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. Okay, who's telling this? Ant is telling, I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. So what is this? So the ant says, you are my friend, of course, I have to help you. But we ants, we never borrow anything, nor we never give anything. Okay. So he says, whether when the weather was very warm, did you save anything for you? The ant is asking the cricket. The cricket says, sorry, no, I didn't save anything. Okay, so on hearing this, the ant was very much surprised and shocked. Okay, now just let's see the explanation here. The ant feels sorry for the cricket, but he tells cricket that the ants never borrow or lend. Perhaps that's the reason that the ants are self-sufficient and need not go begging. Okay, it's very important. If you go on keeping asking and help with anyone, we have to just keep on asking only. These ants never borrow, they never lend. That is why they are self-sufficient and they need not go begging all the time. The ant asked the cricket if he didn't put aside anything in storage for the winter. When there is nothing much to be found, the cricket answered in negative. What the cricket said, no, I don't have saved anything. Okay. So the ant was quite surprised and shocked on hearing this answer. Clear? See here, why it has not saved anything? Just see here, my heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay, you sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter again. Okay, so just see here. So the cricket is telling, I was feeling very happy. Okay, and the nature was very beautiful in the summer. So I was just enjoying the beautiful sight of the nature. I don't have time to save anything for the winter. So that is why I didn't save anything. That the cricket is telling. Now the ant got really angry, so he says, now even winter also just go and dance. Okay, why are you coming and asking for food, isn't it? Just see explanation. The cricket tells the ant that he was so happy during the happy months of summer that he sang day and night. He was so happy and the nature looked so pleasant that he forgot all about the winter or the difficult times. Hearing this, the ant told him that now he should spend the winter singing and dancing too. The ant tells the cricket that there's no point crying over spilt milk. What is crying over spilt milk? It's an idiom which means there is no point in worrying about the past things. Okay? Now, see the last one. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable, I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. Okay, here now the ant gets very much angry and said, you are not to be helped because you are not a person to be helped. Okay, so he just say that you have to. So the ant said, those who do not wish to help themselves cannot be saved by others. So the poet final couplet of the poem is, see, the readers, he is just giving some messages to the persons who are reading this. Okay, so here the, the poet is telling, folks call this fable. Okay, it's a story. They call this as a story, but it is a true one. This story is true because the humans they used to enjoy when they are happy, isn't it? If they have a lot of money and food, they used to spend very lethargically during their happy days. But when the like this, you can just see, we have lot of money, lot of food to spend, but during this pandemic time we have suffered. Okay, many people are suffering because they could not serve, they did not save anything for their future. So we have to be always ready. Okay, and we have to follow the habit of saving always. Okay, think about the future and then only we can use it for the present. Okay children, see So you have to just work when you have to work. So it's time for you to learn. So you have to learn. You should not waste time. Then you will be worrying. Okay. So make your time usefully. Now let's see about the poem analysis. You know, alliteration. Just see here, starvation and sorrow. Okay. And see here, the ant says to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. So this is personified. Okay. So it's personification. We ants never borrow. We ants never lend. This is also lending and borrow is a human traits. Okay. So now it is also personification. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay anything by? This is also personification because the ant and the cricket are given the human traits. You know what is personification, right? Yes, giving human qualities to the inanimate or non-living things. Understood? So just see here. And now see the rhyming words here. In this stanza we don't have a rhyming word because this is of a story type, but here you have, see, light, night, gay, say, isn't it? So the rhyme scheme is a a b b. Similarly here also see, away, wicket, cricket, true, two. So it is a b b c c. Again it is alliteration. Warrant, sorry, here you can just see, folks fable, it is alliteration. Okay, some crickets have four legs and some have two. So here they are just comparing cricket with the men, for the humans. So it is comparison is done, direct comparison is done. So it is a metaphor. Clear? Clear to all? Okay. Now we just compare and contrast between the ant and the cricket from what we have seen. Okay, see, the ant and cricket both are insects. Okay, they have strong belief about summer activities. Okay, they know what they have to do during the summer. And similarly, see, they know that they have to survive a harsh winter also. But what the ant is doing, see here, it was always working. It thinks summer is too a time to gather food, so that he has plenty of food to share during the winter. But what about the cricket? It was never working. It thinks summer is a time to sing and play, so that there was no food and it has to beg for the food. Understood? So we should not be like a cricket. We should be like an ant who is always very energetic, okay, and thoughtful. Just read the summary of the poem. Okay, children, just go through the summary. I hope you all understood the poem. Okay. So you can just learn the appreciation questions and paragraph from the material given and just write it down in your classwork notebooks, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay blessed.